Hello and welcome to another episode of Be the Change by PhotoJoint. In our last episode, you witnessed an insightful discussion on the current financial state of affairs of India with a budding business journalist. Today, we will discuss the same topic but from a different yet important perspective. And as you know, PhotoJoint brings you rare of the rarest. Our guest for today is seasoned HR professional with more than half a decade experience in relevant field. And currently, she is associated with a global recruitment firm based out of Pune. Please welcome Shatabdi Rai. Shatabdi, thank you for being part of Be the Change campaign.
Thank you so much, Neeraj. That was a beautiful introduction. And I'm so happy to be a part of something so important looking at the current scenario. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you on our show. So, my first question to you is what do you think is the major hit in economic numbers in your industry? Well, I'll break it down. So, you are probably in that profession which has seen a major impact of COVID, right? So, how it has affected your industry, the industry you deal with, the industry on which you do the recruitment? Because in Indian market, in Indian IT industry, is mostly service based. So, because if any of the firm is having their operations in India, they will have their headquarters in US or any other Western countries.
Mostly, yes.
Yes, so if their economy is affected, economy in India is also affected. So how do you see your sector getting affected?
Yeah. Lovely question. Very nice and very. Thank you for breaking it up for me. I will talk about some of the. I will give you a point of view which is generalistic, not looking at any particular industry per se, manufacturing or IT. I'll just give you a little background about my profession. I work as a business development manager in one of the leading global HR company. I am associated with them for the last 2.5 years, and before that, I was associated with one of the other global leader. But and with my experience, what I have seen, employment has been a problem in India for the longest of time. Right? It's not only because of COVID that things are, looking so bad. I'll give you some stats. So this year, currently, the rate that we have, unemployment rate, is 7.7%. In rural areas, it's 7, and in urban areas, it's 9%. Right? So in 2000, and this is for 2020, I'm talking about, in the month of September. It is as on 13th of September, this data is. So I have also the data of 2019, and it is not really, it's 7.7 currently, but in 2019 we ended the year with almost 6%.
Okay.
So you understand, it's not a huge gap. So I as a HR professional, I would not only say, because of COVID, obviously it has affected our lives, employment, business. If you talk about recruitment business as an industry, it has got affected. But I don't think we can only blame this virus and this particular five months or 4 months of tenure to look at this bad situation where we are currently at. If you talk about IT, if you talk about non-IT, because in Pune you have the mix of both. You have manufacturing industry, you have auto ancillary industry. A lot of them have huge plants in Pune, in some of the rural areas like Chakan or Ranjangaon, to name a few. So these are the areas where you will go and you will be mesmerized with the kind of setups they have. But for the last 1.5 years, for 2019, I think mid of 19, auto ancillary auto companies have totally stopped recruiting people.
Okay.
Why? Because they are not getting adequate orders to manufacture something. And if you are not manufacturing the car,
Mhm.
you will not get the car seat, right? It's not that you will get the car seat. So auto ancillary is also getting affected because the entire business is getting affected.
Okay.
Right? So you can understand the scenario. Definitely COVID has largely played a game for the staffing part, wherein people are on contract, people are on temp,
Mhm.
daily wages. who work like daily laborers who have shifted to their base. A lot of them are from West Bengal, a lot of them are from Orissa because of cheap labor, right? So they have moved out, and that has affected overall. And a lot of companies, big names, I cannot take the names and I won't take the names, but big names in Pune and overall India, they have they have laid off a lot of people during this time, majorly who are on contract,
Okay.
right? So overall, if you see the employment scenario, it was bad and it has gone to worse now. It has moved to from bad, it has moved to worse. So yeah, I mean, if you look at it, GDP, obviously it is totally interrelated. So unemployment, when you talk about, there are billions of graduates every year who are, graduating. There are billions of people who are going for senior degrees, like higher degrees like masters or MPhil or PhD. So many people with so much potential, but where do they go after they are done with their degrees? So that is what we are looking at currently.
Okay. So I would like to go back a little to the stats what you provided. Is it from a
Right.
particular sector or is it from the entire employment?
It is overall. It is overall scenario that we are looking at. Neeraj. I have not really focused on only one sector, because I come from a background wherein we see the change in, it's very dynamic sector, because today standing and in September we cannot predict like next 3 months what is going to be.
Yes.
It might be the case that people are going to recruit in huge numbers, suddenly there is a spike, and then there might be the case that it's going to be a totally downfall for any industry. It can be for any industry. And for IT, if you're talking about IT, particularly from 2018 end, it has gone to recession. It has the recession period, if you talk about, it has started for IT.
Okay.
People are laying off huge numbers, huge. I mean, 25,000, 30,000 every day in the page. If you look at the newspaper, you will see big names, big giants. They are laying off so many people. So yeah, I mean, if you talk about it, it's an overall, the stats that I have given, that's an overall picture, and I'm not really concentrating only one sector per se.
Okay. So during the COVID, we have seen the recruitment was paused. Okay. So now has it been resumed again?
See, recruitment was totally stopped for March, April, almost the entire April month. It wasn't that, moving that much. May onwards, people have accepted the fact that this is going to be the new world, right? It's not going to go anywhere. COVID is not going to go anywhere for the next 2 years. Does that mean they stop working? No. Does that mean that the productivity goes down? It will, but they cannot just stop. Like, it cannot be zero, right? So it has to, they have accepted the fact, the clients that I work with, they have accepted the fact, and they are coming up with new plans, how to, go back to where they started. So yeah, I mean, things are looking a little better than what it was in the month of March or April.
Okay. So basically, to sum up everything, you don't blame everything to coronavirus or this pandemic.
Absolutely not.
India, as we see the figures of India GDP, recession was from 2018-19 only.
Absolutely. 2019, I am giving you hands down experience, practical experience. I used to visit, now so obviously everything is virtual.
Yes.
But I used to visit per day 2 to 3 clients.
Okay.
And if I am visiting in a week, I'm visiting 18, 20 clients. Out of that, hardly 1 or 2 people would say that yes, we would be recruiting. We have a plan. So that's the scenario. And it was pre-COVID I'm talking about.
Okay.
Right? I'm talking about pre-COVID. You take any big name in the market who is into recruitment and check their data, you will see the dip from 2019 itself.
Okay.
Any big names you take.
Mhm.
So 2019, it wasn't that a great year, and that's the reason when COVID hit,
Mhm.
things got worse,
Okay.
right? Because it was not really doing great,
Yes. Yes.
even in 2019.
Mhm. So how do you see things picking up, like too rapidly, or will slowly things will pick up?
Yes, things will definitely pick up because we are looking at a huge number of people. See, India is a country wherein you have to have some plans ready with you.
Yes.
Not relocated. When we started working from home, it was a new thing for us also because
Mhm.
we used to go to office and we used to go to meet people.
Mhm.
We have also adapted this situation and adapted according to the need of the hour, right?
Mhm.
So same goes with the clients. I mean, those people who are going to recruit, slowly and steadily they are adapting to the fact that COVID is going to be here,
Okay.
but I have to keep on running my business.
Yes.
And for that, they are obviously hiring is very slow. If you ask me today, it is very slow. Some of the sectors are hiring. I can give you a few examples like BFSI. It's hiring
Mhm.
because obviously healthcare is hiring because obvious reasons.
Mhm.
BFSI is hiring majorly because banking tech sectors are not getting affected that much,
Mhm.
right? People are used to net banking. People are used to doing, things which they used to do previously. So this is not nothing new. They need people in backend to support their function. So BFSI sector is hiring, insurance is hiring, healthcare is hiring, pharma is hiring. Some of the sectors are hiring, and
Okay.
I'm lucky to be based in Pune because that this location has a mix of everything.
Yes.
When you go to tier 2 cities,
Mhm.
if you go to Indore, say,
Mhm.
you don't have that choice,
Yes.
right? But again, if you go to, say, Mumbai, you
Mhm.
have so many.
Okay. Yeah.
So you have to optimize what you have. That's what.
So that was really hopeful. With that, I'll move to the second question. So, what are the few steps you'd like to mention that a common citizen can take to optimize their daily living? So, basically, yes, many of us have been affected with COVID. Many have lost their jobs. So, what are the small things, small changes they can make in their life to make their life easier?
Okay, so if you are someone who is still working
Mm-hmm.
and who has been given this opportunity of working from home,
Mm-hmm.
please utilize it. That's a request.
Okay.
See, this is not only going to help, obviously, the health workers who are working day and night
Mm-hmm.
to make this a better place, but also you. Why? Because you don't have to commute. You're
Okay.
not going using any transport, right? You are eating your homemade food.
Mm-hmm.
You are actually not going out and eating bahar ka khana. You are having ghar ka khana, which is very important, especially this time, because you want to be, you want to have a better immunity system. People who, I'm talking about people like us, you and me, who used to go to, say, to the gym every day.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot go right now, and though gyms are open now, it is open in Pune, it is open, I think in Kolkata also it has opened. I would suggest don't go for it. Go for a run. If you are health conscious, go for a run.
Mm-hmm.
You have in the morning if you go, in the night if you go, there is not many people. You can go carry a mask because you're not supposed to wear it while you're jogging, but you can always carry it.
Mm-hmm.
So these are some of the things when you are using, say, today we are looking at a situation where we cannot go out, but say after 3 months, you are, you are allowed to go out, you are going to office, say January onwards, you're going to office. Try to take the, public transport more if that is safe. Obviously, looking at the situation, if you look at Pune, if you're talking about 100 people, then out of 100, 95 people would have their own vehicle
Okay.
because there is no public transport here.
Mm-hmm.
The metro has been in making, I think, for the last 3-4 years now. So it is also slow. It is very, very slow. Bus services are not that great over here. So everyone has a bike or a scooty or a car to move around, right? So if you ask me, the pollution level in Pune, it was always lower, but I think it has gone absolutely low currently because people are working from home, right? So they are not using their transport, they are working from home. If you are someone who can afford to stay at home, if you are going to work, try to be very safe, of course. Try to be safe. Try to utilize, maybe if you are going to work with someone, some colleagues, they are working with you, you can share a car. You can go, obviously maintaining all this social distancing and everything, because I think currently in a car you can have three people, including the driver. So two passengers and the person who is driving. So you can use these kind of small things which gonna help you in long run, definitely. And if you are someone who is a health worker, then obviously it is very difficult currently. Looking at the situation, it is a difficult situation for them, real fighters, real heroes. But maintaining all the safety guidelines and all these things, if they are going, we as common citizen currently, we can help them by staying at home. That's the only thing, that's the maximum. What I can say, it is optimizing your power to the max level.
Okay.
If you are someone who can stay, who can afford staying at home.
Great. And in terms of finance, any suggestions?
See, I'm not sure. If you talk about my generation, our generation, then we are not those kind of people who would save a lot of money.
Yes.
We have never, right? We are someone who would spend.
Yes.
So currently, it's the time. It's the time you have to make the change, because you never know what kind of situation is going to be. Healthcare is so expensive right now. See, our parents, my father was in railways, so he is covered. I know he's till the time he's alive, he is gonna get all the medical benefits from government. He doesn't want, and he not to worry about him, and for my mother, he need not to worry, right? But for us, we are private, organization. We're working in private organization, private employees. Now is the time we save the money so that we can have a better future.
Okay.
Right. So make small changes. Currently, the best thing that I feel is that you cannot really order, from outside. So whatever you're making, you're eating. If you really look at it, we spend a lot of money just going outside, pubbing, clubbing, and eating out.
Yes.
So if you are not doing it, it's a chunk of money you can really save.
Okay.
So use that. Check out the new policies, the insurance policies that has come up because of the COVID situation. A lot of new policies have come in. So maybe if you have someone who is more than 60 years of age, you can check for them if you can get an insurance for them.
Okay.
Right? Get into a better medical health wise. I'm saying that get onto a better medical insurance that would help you, rather than just thinking, okay, fine, now I will go online and I'll shop this and that. So this is something, the small changes, but small things matter.
Yes. So basically, savings is the mantra.
Yes.
Yeah. I hope our
I don't think that has been given to us. I think my father keeps on telling me still now that if you're earning 100 rupees, save 80 rupees and then use 20 rupees. That has been their mantra. They have been doing it. For us, it has never been the case. We never thought that this kind of situation will arise anytime sooner. So we used to spend 60 rupees and then save 40 rupees. Right? That scenario has to change. That's what.
Okay. So that was really insightful, and I hope our millennials are watching this. With that, I'll move to the third question. If we talk about change, what is a great change according to you that can be executed in larger scale? So when I say larger scale, maybe you can suggest something on government policies, something which can help the freelancers as well as the professionals, corporate professionals in a larger scale, basically.
Yeah, I have few points that I want to start with. So see, as I said at the beginning, that employment has been a problem for India for the longest of times. It's not a new thing that we are in at. So I think the first thing is looking at what sort of industries government should invest on.
Okay.
First and foremost, they should look at is sustainable infrastructure. When I say sustainable infrastructure, it is related to nothing but renewable energy, solar power, water power. Now is the time when you invest on them, because this is the time you can utilize it.
Okay.
People can actually utilize this thing.
Mhm.
So this is a very important point. If you look at our India as a whole in terms of employment, there will be hardly any companies who are into power or energy sectors who are doing wonders,
Yes.
because they don't have that backup.
Mhm.
So if at all, they get a good investment, they get good support, they would be in a situation wherein this particular sector can go up,
Okay.
because IT, manufacturing, auto, engineering, any which ways people are not hiring.
Mhm.
So something which will last, not now, but it can be something. It's not like auto, like gari chahiye, nahi chahiye. On that, everything is dependent. It's like I need power in my house,
Okay.
right? So that can be solar power.
Mhm.
I need energy. That can be water energy. So this is a sustainable infrastructure, and I think it's very important that government now pay attention to this particular sector.
Okay.
Coming back to where we started, helping the SMEs,
Mhm.
small and medium enterprises, very, very important. We started a campaign, Make in India, I think 3 or 4 years back.
Mhm.
But it started really well. It started very good. I mean, a lot of companies, they came up with very good ideas,
Mhm.
but somehow or the other it did not really go well. I mean, today if you look at, there are hardly companies who are doing this Make in India, having this Make in India concept.
Mhm.
So if you are supporting startups, if you are supporting see the big names, the giants, the if I talk about all the big houses
Mhm.
in India, if if their level, I mean, they are done with their share of recruiting people,
Mhm.
right? They are done, like they're like here, they cannot take anymore. So where do these people go?
Okay.
They need to have small companies. So the startups who are right now 10 people and they have a good idea, good concept,
Mhm.
that can leverage, and on that, based on that, we can have this 10 numbers can go up to 50 numbers in coming 1 year. So 40 new people can join the organization if they have a good backup from the government, from investors.
Mhm.
So we need to encourage people to start new business, help them to build a new business, help them to set up a good business in India. This is very important. Giving them the chance also is very important. I see a lot of new consultancies coming in,
Mhm.
and we look at them as a competition, right? But for them, it's like they are giving their best, wherein we are already a name in the market, right? So when I call a client and when they call the same client, the approach is totally different.
Yes.
But who will give these new people the chance? So you have to have that kind of a motto that, okay, fine, when we say startup, when we say SMEs, we have to give these people that platform, that area wherein they can showcase what they have, what they got.
Mhm.
And last but not the least, I think accepting the current work culture. So a lot of people are working from home currently. In India, it was a very, the concept was, if you're working from home, you're not working,
Yes. It was a very odd
right?
concept.
Very accepting the fact that these people will be everyone would be working from home. It is a huge change,
Mhm.
right? So people, I'm sure all the managers had a heart attack. Oh my God, people will be working from home and something like that. But trust me, this has helped them to reduce cost like anything.
Okay.
One of the leading IT company have said that for the next 2 years, 1.5 years, 2 years, now, so it's almost we are at the end of 2020, 3 months to go. Next year till December, they will ask all the people to work from home.
Okay.
One of the leading I mean, it has a huge base in India. So you understand how much money they are saving,
Yes.
right? So these kind of things we need people to understand the new work culture, new way of working. It's a new world, right? It's a new normal. We are wearing masks, fancy masks, going outside. This is a new world. Similarly, this is a new thing that you and me are not meeting physically. We are just talking over Zoom. We are having a Zoom call. So that's something we have to accept. The mentality has changed. See, a lot of companies cannot afford to have all the people on, on virtual. They cannot have all the people working from home. Manufacturing plants, they need people to come. Production band ho jayega. So you need people to come. There are few sectors who can afford. IT can afford. People like us, we are working from home since March, and we would be working from home till December. That's as per the company policy. So if you are saving so much money, then you can actually utilize it for something better for your employees.
Okay. Yes.
Right? You can have more people. We as a company have recruited, I think in the last 5 months, we have recruited as a company 10 people, which is not bad. Right? So this is what I think is something, in the bigger picture, if you see, it will make a lot of difference. If we look at, helping these new startups, with new companies, small companies, help them grow, invest in, infrastructure, which is going to be there for the next 100 years, not only 10 years, 20 years, right? So these are some things. I think obviously it's a vast subject. But what I think I can cover is, and I think these are very important points according to me. So I just thought of sharing these with you.
So you being from a HR industry, have you seen the productivity going up with work from home scene, or it has come down?
I'll give you an honest. I will talk about my company. Okay, I used to work 9:30 to 6:30. And in this 9 hours, right? Yeah, in this 9 hours, I used to go out for meeting. So traveling, including traveling, 2 घंटे वहाँ, and then meeting जो भी है, right? So I'm losing 2 hours. Here, I start at 9:30. I work till 5:36 maximum, and I'm done with my entire day. Why? Because now I don't have to think about, okay, I have to travel. I have to go to, say, from Salt Lake, I'm traveling to Ruby. Okay, now I have to, if I have a meeting at 2 o'clock, I have to start by 1. Otherwise, traffic hoga, ye hoga, wo hoga. I have to think a lot of things. Now I don't have to think. Okay. 5:30, I have a call. I'm ready by 4:55. Logging in.
Yes.
Right. So it is like that. It has saved a lot of efforts. Trust me, when I say traveling, it's a big deal. You sitting in the car, you're looking at your phone throughout. You're not really working while you're traveling, right?
Yes.
So it has really helped if you look at it in that way. And I think productivity is up to you. If you're someone who is honest to what you do, you like what you do, you would give your 100% no matter where you are.
Okay. So basically, to sum up everything, productivity has gone up. People are utilizing time in a better way.
Yes, absolutely. If you are someone who knows how to utilize your time, if you don't have a routine, have a routine. I think that is very important. Initially, when we started working from home, we were having, 9 o'clock, we used to get up, and then we used to, have, fine, we will sit, and that kind of attitude, because we thought it is for like 10 days or a week. Now that when we know that it is not going to go anywhere, we have to work like that. We have a routine. We wake up at the same time, like we used to before this COVID thing happened. We get rest, we eat our breakfast, and then we sit in front of our laptop. So this routine is very important. If you are someone who doesn't have it, please have it. It will help you. It will help you in overall productivity. You will be happy at the end of the day that, okay, fine, I have done so much work.
Okay. So yeah, that was really insightful, Shatabdi. Uh, I hope our government, millennials, and working professionals are listening to this, and if feasible,
So,
they will implement this in their lifestyle, in their policies going forward. With that, I, Neeraj Kumar, is signing off today's session. Thank you, Shatabdi, for being part
thank
of
you
this.
so much. Thank you.